human, do you see any relationship between how you see the world and your happiness? Additionally, what is the relationship between employee's salary and the experience, area of house, and the housing price? Also, how can the business person determine whether the volume of sales is related to the advertising the firm does? And the teacher is interested whether to finding the number of hours a student studies is related to the student's score on a statistics exam. So, actually there are so many questions. However, one question is important. It is, how can we answer to these questions? And if you are interested, let's begin. It can be answered by the techniques of correlation and regression. First of all, what is a correlation? Correlation is a statistical method used to determine a relationship between variables exists or not. The next, regression. It is a statistical method too, used to describe the nature of relationship between variables, that is, positive, negative, linear or non-linear. Today, we are going to understand the linear regression. At this point, I would like to turn to the explanation of determining the equation of the regression line. In studying a relationship, the first step is collecting the data. The second step is constructing a scatter plot. The purpose of scatter plot is to determine the nature of the relationship. There are possibilities include that positive linear relationship, negative linear relationship. Positive relationship exists when two variables increase or decrease at the same time. Negative relationship exists when one variable increase, the second variable decrease. So, after constructing a scatter plot, we need to compute a correlation coefficient, then test the significance of the relationship. After the finding that our relationship is significant, we must to compute equation of the regression line, which is line of best fit. The aim of regression line is to enable the researcher to see the trend and make predictions based on the data. Here, best fit means that the sum of the squares of the vertical distances from each point to the line is at a minimum. As you see, it is the equation of the regression line, where a is the intercept and b is the slope. It means as x increases by 1 unit, y will increase by the amount of b. You may be interested how we find a and b. It is a formula of finding a and b. The symbol which is like e means the sum. It is the end of the theory part. To be clear, I would like to give you an example. Let's solve it together. Here, we want to test the relationship between students' GPA and the number of hours studying. First of all, it is better determining which are x and the y variables. Since the number of hours studying affects to the GPA, the first will be x, independent variable, and the GPA is dependent. As the theory part explained to us, the first step is collecting data. We have done it, and the next step is drawing a scatter plot. In x-axis, we put number of hours, and the y-axis, the student's GPA. After the scatter plot, we need to calculate the correlation coefficient. Since today's topic is about the regression line, I decided not to stop on finding a correlation coefficient. Then, by using the table, we have found critical value. We test the significance. As you see, our t-value is more than the critical value. It means there is a significant relationship between the number of hours studying and the student's GPA. Since there is a significant relationship, we can move to the next step, which is determining the equation of the regression line. By using the previous formula for a and b, it is easy to find the value of intercept and the slope. However, you can use the Excel program to find regression. So our equation is ready and the appropriate regression line is drawn. As we have told before, the regression line is a line of best fit. Why have you found regression equation or regression line? Why do we need them? The answer is making predictions by looking at the data. The teacher and the student can suppose that which amount of studying hours will give a better result, higher GPA. For example, the teacher wanted to test what will be if the student studies 25 hours in a week. At this case, the GPA will be 3.66. By using the equation of the regression line, it is easy to predict. Actually, the linear regression is not the topic that will be used only in statistics and only in theory. Since everything in our world is related to each other, it is very useful knowing and understanding the regression. Economists use linear regression to predict the economic growth of a country or state. Sport analysts use linear regression to predict the number of runs or goals a player will score in the coming matches based on previous performance. Indeed, there are so many real-life examples. So it is the end of our lesson. I hope that everything was understandable for you. If there are questions, you can write here. I am ready to answer you. Thank you for attention. Bye bye.